What did your toxic family member do to embarrass themselves at a funeral? My 10-year-old daughter, Noor, was practicing her violin in the kitchen, preparing to play at her grandfather's funeral the next day. She had Down syndrome, and Grandpa Yusuf had been her whole world, the one person who never talked to her like she was fragile. He'd spent 2 years teaching her one song, You Are My Sunshine, so she could play it for him someday. She just finished the last note when my phone buzzed. It was my sister-in-law, Priyanka. The funeral is tomorrow. Don't bring Noor. Nobody wants to watch a slow kid butcher a violin at a funeral. Dad deserves dignity. I stared at the screen, my hands shaking. Before I could hide it, Noor climbed onto the stool next to me and read it out loud, slowly, the way she reads everything. Slow kid, butcher. Mama, what does butcher mean? Her voice cracked. Tears started rolling down her cheeks before I could answer. Grandpa said I play beautiful. He said. Another text came through. I already told the funeral director. If she pulls out that violin, I'm having her removed. Noor saw that too. Removed like trash? I pulled her into my lap. Listen to me, baby. We are going to that funeral, and you are going to play Grandpa's song. Aunt Priyanka doesn't get to decide who Grandpa loved. He loved you the most, and he waited 2 years to hear you play. I wiped her face. Wanna go pick out the prettiest dress in the world? Her eyes lit up a little. Can it have sparkles? Grandpa liked sparkles. Sparkles everywhere. The next morning, she was quiet but determined in the dress shop. When the saleswoman noticed the violin case and asked, I explained quietly. Her whole face changed. Sweetheart, come here. We're going to make you look like a queen. She brought out a navy dress with tiny silver stars stitched into the skirt. Noor gasped. Then silver shoes. A small silver clip shaped like a sun for her hair, because Grandpa always called her Sunshine. At the flower shop, Noor picked one single yellow sunflower for his casket. Sunflowers turn to face the light. Grandpa taught me that. My phone kept buzzing with Priyanka's threats. I stopped reading them. Then my brother Aman called. Priyanka told me Noor is too upset to come. She's not. Your wife told me not to bring her. Long silence. I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Bring her, please. Dad would haunt me if she wasn't there. By the time we got home, Noor had written a tiny note on lined paper. Grandpa, this is your song. Love, your sunshine. She folded it and tucked it into the violin case. A cousin texted that word had spread, and half the family was furious with Priyanka. Even Grandma Zainab, who Priyanka had bullied out of last Christmas, was coming just to sit in the front row with Noor. In the car, Noor practiced her breathing the way Grandpa taught her. Slow in, slow out. The violin only sounds scared if you sound scared. That's right, baby. Mama, is Aunt Priyanka going to make me leave? No, not today. Not ever again. At the funeral home, Aman was waiting at the door. He hugged Noor so tight she squeaked. You look like Starlight, kid. Grandpa would cry. Priyanka spotted us from across the room and started marching over, her heels sharp on the wood floor. But Grandma Zainab was faster. She stepped directly in front of Priyanka, folded her arms, and said one sentence loud enough that the whole room heard it. You touch my granddaughter today, and I will bury you next to my husband. Priyanka's mouth opened. Nothing came out. She backed away. When it was time, Noor walked up to the front with her violin. She was shaking. She looked at me. I nodded. She looked at the casket. She whispered, Hi, Grandpa, and started to play. She missed 2 notes. She kept going. Halfway through, Grandma Zainab started singing along softly from the front row. Then Aman joined. Then my mother. By the last verse, the whole room was singing You Are My Sunshine with her, and Noor was smiling with tears rolling down her face. Priyanka tried to walk out during the song. Aman stood up from his seat, blocking the aisle without a word, and pointed back at her chair. She sat down. She stayed until the last note. She had to. At the reception, Noor was surrounded by cousins asking her to play again. Priyanka finally cornered me by the coffee and hissed, You made a scene. You embarrassed this family. Aman was standing right behind her. He said calmly, No, you did. And you're going home, alone, tonight and every night after. Pack your things by the time I get back. Noor fell asleep in the car on the way home, still holding her sunflower, silver clip crooked in her hair. Mama, she mumbled. Did Grandpa hear me? He heard every note, baby.